You're listening to CoffeeWriters Cafe, a recorded conversation where good ideas are brewed between writers, believers, and friends.
Tonight. It's October 1st.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know about you guys, but seriously, I still remember January.
Yep.
And we're already in October.
Yeah. It's like we blinked.
Wow.
I blinked and it was what?
Yeah, so we're in a little bit of a busy season, I'm sure for all of us.
Very busy.
So how was your writing tonight?
It was good. Mine was kind of business.
Good.
I had like things that I needed to write that I just haven't sat down to do. Like I have to do a couple Google reviews for my friend, and so I wrote those kind of things. So when I get home, I can actually type them up and put them on, on
That's
their
awesome.
web pages. And then I had something for the gym, just like goals that I'm setting for myself. And
Were you able to do those?
yeah, pretty much.
Good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Should I tell you my goals?
Please.
Yeah.
Accountability.
I'm accountable to whoever.
Share.
Okay, so I want to lose an additional 10 pounds at least. Be able to run a mile without stopping.
Ooh,
and
that's a good one.
I want to hit 200 pounds for my back squat.
Ooh.
That's like beast mode.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
No, my friends are beast mode. I'm just like,
You're beast mode compared to me.
The fact that one of your goals is like to be able to squat something, like
I can't even squat
that's
my own
major.
weight.
Like seriously, a couple of times of my own weight, I'm like, whew, all right, that was good.
yeah, so that's my goal.
Those are awesome goals.
Those are really good goals.
I like the goal, like for me, I would like a goal of like being able to run the mile without stopping. Like that feels different.
That's an accomplishment.
Yeah, I ran track.
I did too, and I'm like so out of shape, and it's horrible.
Okay, but I hated it.
Oh, see, I like that.
I'm not a runner. I ran track to condition for volleyball.
Oh, wow.
And so they had me,
Technicality.
because I was not fast, so they were like, well, maybe you're a cross-country runner.
Oh, jeez.
I did that too.
Why do people do
my
that to
goodness.
themselves?
No.
No, I'm just kidding. My husband's a runner. It's awesome. I wish I could. But I went to Colonial High School, and the way we would run is we'd ran from behind the school all the way to the light at Lake Underhill.
Oh, snap. I know
So-
where that is, yeah.
My goals were like to make it outside the school without stopping. But I remember the moment that I made it to that light without stopping, I felt like I was the best runner in the world.
That's awesome.
Even though I was the last person there, it didn't matter. Because I'm just reiterating that's an awesome goal and you can do it.
Yeah,
Amen.
it's good.
What about you, Alex?
Well, I got here late. And
You're a busy lady.
yes, and then my computer, which I've been carrying around in my car all day because I knew I was coming here, was dead. So the Lord just knows, though. My sister, I helped her clean her room this past Sunday, and she gave me this drawing sketchbook
Aww.
that I've been keeping around in my bag. Now I have this drawing book, which became a sketchbook.
Nice.
And I don't know, it just became kind of a weird kind of story about a forest, and I think it's just a metaphor for my life.
Oh.
But I don't know, my life or just people that I see in general. But basically the gist of the story is there's a forest, and it's like an undiscovered forest, and like a lot of, no one's ever been there, there's even some extinct animals that they're extinct from the rest of the world, but because this forest is so hidden,
They're
like,
safe
they're
there.
still there.
Mm.
But the thing is, the forest is almost hidden in plain sight. Like if somebody were just to go a couple hundred paces out of this one, like a famous forest or whatever, they would find it. And so this garden it's more of a garden. It just grows, and it's completely untouched, but it still hears all the world, and it picks up radio signals and waves, so it knows that the world is in turmoil. So it's basically, the garden, it's a she.
I was gonna say the garden is living.
Yes, so it's
Wow,
a she.
I love that.
So she hears the planes, and she caught wind of the air traffic and the radio waves. She was aware of man and his capacity for destruction. So she's like thankful that she's hidden away, and she's like, I'm so thankful that it's just me, and I have all these gifts, and I'm staying safe. But like little by little, she starts she doesn't know what the feeling is, but she starts feeling like she's outgrowing herself. Like, this is too much. And she starts to wonder, what would it be like if someone found me, and what if they were to rest under the shade of the trees that I have, or to come and drink from the streams that I have? Like, what would that be like? And so she knows, she's like, if someone found me, that would be it. All the trees would be cut down, all the animals would die. But she still can't help this feeling of, like, I'm meant to share this. Like, so she's almost like at war with herself, because she's like, I don't want to be disturbed, but I'm feeling, and what she's feeling is lonely, but she doesn't know it. Like, she just feels, she doesn't have a word for it. She just feels like she's outgrowing herself. So when this feeling starts, like, getting unbearable, you know, year after year, she's like, I'm completely undiscovered. She hears the wind, and the wind through the trees, like, it asks her, you know, why are you so disquieted? And so it's almost like the voice of God, like, what's wrong? Why, like, when she gets all feeling whatever, the wind is like, you know, almost like the still small voice.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, why are you so disquieted? And I didn't get to the part, I didn't finish, but she's just saying, you know, I suppose I'm feeling too big for myself, too much for myself. And so I guess I don't know where it's going right now. She starts talking to the wind and thinking, like I wasn't meant for just to be by myself. I was meant to share all that I have. And the wind's almost like, I don't know what he's going to tell her. We'll see. I got to kind of let the Holy Spirit guide me on that one. But this kind of came with me driving and contemplating my life. And that's what came out. That's what happened. So, yeah.
You know, I need to stop being shocked and amazed by what the Lord does in this group. It's very interesting. I literally said the words today that I am so lonely. I told Andrea I was in my feelings today, so I did not want this. Is it bad that I was like, what does he say? Like, I want to know the answer.
I didn't get there yet.
Because I'm like, what is the answer?
I think he can go one of two ways, and that's me. That's where I am right now. Like, and I'm writing to myself, and I'm writing not just to myself, but there's so many women like me who, like, women who are feeling this way, who are feeling like God put so much beauty inside them. And it's almost like, I can't, like, this is too much for just me. Like, I know this is not just for me, is it? And then it's almost like, I don't know, the Lord's kind of convicted me this week and was like, whoever told you that no one sees you? Whoever told you that? You know? And then, so I think that's kind of what the wind is going to respond, like, just because no person has come and, quote-unquote, discovered you yet doesn't mean that you are not unseen, you know. And almost like, I don't know, I'm kind of waiting for the Lord to speak to me to the rest of what the wind is going to reply. But yeah, that's where I've been too. So
this is very interesting. I guess for clarity's sake, you know, I'm in a new beginning, season of new beginnings. Like, the Lord just has me starting a lot of things and all at once, but also helping other people start things. And so it's just all this fresh and new and all that excitement. And then it's like, I don't know, I feel like I get all of this energy and excitement from all of this, and then it's like, then I'm by myself and then it all goes away. Or then, like, the Lord is giving me more ideas and things, and he's showing me things, but then it's like, but that's impossible, you know, like, then it just, I don't know, this is very interesting. I don't really like this.
You're like, I'm uncomfortable now.
I have been really uncomfortable all day. And, you know, I feel like the Lord is teaching me, and he's showing me I am really bad at being vulnerable. Like, I'm a good crier, but I am the president of the crying club. No, I'm just kidding. That's my husband.
Oh.
We say it proudly.
You're the
we
vice
are.
president.
I am the vice president of the crying club. I think I'm the president, really.
But,
yeah, he took the role, so I let him. But being vulnerable is just so hard.
Yeah.
And there's just so many people who will attack your vulnerability. Like, right. You really can't be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And, like, I hear things that my children are going through, and I think about things like in my marriage, and I mean, it's even hard to be vulnerable with your spouse sometimes. I mean, just because, ew.
Well, anytime you let anyone that close, they really could damage you or hurt you, and
Yeah.
that's really, really scary.
I feel like I'm comfortable with trusting other people, even if they don't have the best record. I'm like, yeah, it's love, whatever. It's good. I feel like it's just in my weaknesses. It's like admitting my weaknesses. But I don't know why. Because I obviously have been called. I mean, I've been writing and sharing all of my ugly. And so it's not like I am too proud. Truly, because I mean like facts wise. It's not like I feel like I need to be in a different place, or I need to be healthier or stronger, or I don't. You know, I think it is when I've asked for help and I've said I need it, and people don't respond. And so it's almost like that feels worse. That's a worse kind of rejection.
Worse than rejection. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what that is. When you're just like, hey, I need this, and then instead of, oh, I can't, it's just silence.
Yeah.
Because because it takes a lot for you to ask for help.
It does.
It takes a lot for you to drop that and be like, you know what, I can't do this alone, I need someone. And then to be met with silence.
But in all fairness to the other person, because it's happened unfortunately a couple times, I think it's shocking when someone never asks for help and always seems so competent. When they do, you're like, what? Like, aren't you good? And so maybe, I mean, in fairness, you know, it's different and it's far and few between. But still, I don't know why your little story really bothers me. Thanks, Alex.
Any consolation, I'm over here reading it, trying not to tear up. It's been that kind of.
I'm excited. I want to hear what.
I know, me too. I am really intrigued.
I
It
love
just
all your
sounds
stories.
beautiful.
You're so creative.
Thank you.
I love that the forest has her own identity.
Yeah, I think I don't know, it's how I understand the world. I understand the world through myth and fiction and allegory. It's easier for me to take that way, you know? Because I could just journal, hey, I feel like I am just too much for myself.
I'm just too much.
I'm too much for myself, and I don't know what to do, and nobody sees me. Like, no, I think it's a little bit easier to swallow if you put a little bit of, I don't know. And it speaks more, and there's a lot more hidden in there, you know, and that's how I know it's not me. Because I don't think that deep. I mean, I think I do, but...
You can understand it and acknowledge it. So what I noticed I was writing about, because you noticed I was trying to avoid that.
Yes.
That was awesome.
Yeah, we're looking at you expectantly.
Yeah,
right
like,
now.
what did you write about, Lydia?
Your
I would
turn.
ask the question. It's okay, though. Like, Lydia, what about you?
Well, because Andrea and I had an awesome conversation before we started writing, and I was like, it kind of woke me up a little bit. It kind of got me it kind of shook off some of my funky. I was feeling funky, but then Alex put it back on.
I apologize.
Just kidding. But I was writing about Mary and Martha.
Okay.
And I was writing about particularly how the way that I love people is the way that I show love, rather. My love language for showing. Like, you know,
Right.
you're supposed to learn all of your language. Like, how do you receive love? There's like a top one and a second place, whatever. And so there's physical touch, there's acts of service, quality time, words of affirmation, and gifts. And my main love language is acts of service. It's the main way that I love, and it is the main way that I receive love.
Okay.
And so even though my close second is like physical touch, which is a very odd combination. You wouldn't think those two go together, but that's me. Yay. So I was writing about Mary and Martha, and I was like feeling, I guess I was kind of breaking up how I got so committed to ministry. Like, what drove me to that? And I can see it really plainly outside looking in that when I got saved, I was like, wow, God, you saved me. And you, like, chased me down. Like, it wasn't like I was easy. I was running. I did a lot of running. he chased me down. And so I felt like out of my gratitude and the way I could show love was to serve. And so now that I've grown and I've matured some, it's like I know that there's more of him to experience, but I am, and then that's where I'm kind of stuck. Like, why am I stuck? Why do I, and I'm not going to say avoid, because it's not avoidance, and it's not, I don't know about you guys, but like the Lord I've only audibly heard his voice one time in my life. And I was very clear that it was audible. And I already mentioned I'm the president of the Crying Club. So I'm a really naturally I have a lot of emotions. And so I can sense emotions, but I also process a lot of emotions. And like every time I'm in a very intimate experience with the Lord, it's just so overwhelming and kind of draining. Whereas when I am serving, it's so, like, I feel loved. I don't feel like I'm just, like, it feels very mutual. Even if I'm just serving you, I feels like I am being loved at the same time.
That's your love language.
Yeah.
So you're giving love, and it feels good to show love in your natural language. Like the way that you just, I don't know, the way that you give love, you're like, man, this feels really good. I think for me, I just found out that, because every time I took the test before, it would always be even on all of them. So I'm like, just love me. I don't care. Love me. Just love me.
Yes.
But I took it again recently, the quiz, the 5 love languages quiz, and I am quality time and acts of service. And then I realized that because it always like super touched me when my sister the other day almost made me cry because we're watching a movie. She's dead tired. Her boyfriend calls her, and when her boyfriend calls, the world stops. So she gets up and she like answers the phone. She goes to her room, and she saw my face too. I kind of rolled my eyes. I'm like, well, I'm not going to see her the rest of the night. So I sit there watching my movie by myself, and she comes out like 2 minutes later. And my face was what your face is right now, like, huh, okay, cool. And I knew she cut him off because they don't live in the same city anymore. And I even texted her like an hour later. After I went home, I was about to go to sleep, and I just texted her and I said, hey, thank you so much for putting the phone down. Like, that spoke volumes to me. And she's like, I know. I'm like, I don't know if you did it on purpose. I don't know if you cut it off. See, I'm like getting teary right now. And I'm like, the fact that you just like said no to your boyfriend, who I know you haven't seen in forever, just to like sit next to me and watch a movie. Like, that was like, that was huge for me.
That's awesome.
And so, but I think for mine, like, I think giving gifts is the way that I show love, because it's not the same. Like, I love when I'm like shopping at Target and I see something, I'm like, oh, I want to get this for that person.
Too. Yeah, I like
and then
that.
I'm like, but it's not their birthday. But how cool would it be if I just like leave it on their desk? And then I have to think of like, how am I going to get into their office? It's locked. Who do I know who I can get into their desk? I can like tell them, I can text somebody so they can let me in, but they can't say anything. And then it becomes like this whole elaborate thing. And like, it feels good. It feels good to love that way.
Yeah.
And so that's my primary giving language. So yes, I'm spending money and I'm doing all this stuff that's completely unnecessary because like, who even thinks that way? But like, I don't know, after that whole thing is done and you walk away, I'm like, man, I don't know, I feel full.
Yeah.
I feel like, that was fun, you know?
Yeah. I don't know if he's showing me like my love language, because you know your love language will change. Mine changed. When I was sick, my love language was very different. It predominantly became acts of service and no physical touch at all. Like, because nobody could touch me.
Yeah.
Because it was just dangerous. But, you know, and so then after I started healing, then that side of me started to come back out. And then that was an effective way to love. So just for conversation's sake, your languages can change in different seasons, different relationships. They can be different. But it's good to know you're predominant. Anyway, I guess I feel like I'm breaking it out. I feel like I'm talking about it, writing about it because I'm feeling some kind of way. I'm feeling like, Lord, like, talk to me. Tell me what I'm supposed to do. I'm having these questions about my business, and I'm having questions about, I don't know, I'm feeling a little slighted. You know, I feel like literally, I was just telling my friend, like, the Lord used me to speak to 3 different people today. and to give them a word, and to give them a word of encouragement, or to give them a word of correction, or, different scenarios, different things. But each and every time it was like, wow, that's exactly what I needed. And I knew it was the word from the Lord. I knew it wasn't me. And it was like, I felt a little bit like Martha, like, will you tell her to help? That kind of attitude. Not that anybody else, but it's like, how come you're talking to all these people and you're not talking to me?
You're not talking to me. Yeah.
What about me? I know, it sounds really pitiful. I'm feeling pitiful today. I'm giving myself permission today.
You're allowed.
Yeah.
But he is talking to you.
He is,
because
though.
you got words for all these people who needed it.
No. I know he's talking to me, but he's talking to me for other people.
Talk to me for me.
For me.
Talk to me for me.
And it's awesome because literally he has through both of you. Literally. And so that's what he does with me. He's like, I want you to throw a little fit. I want you to get a little upset. Yeah, it's like I want you to want me to talk to you. I want you to
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm hearing a lot, and I keep thinking this. I was even thinking this on the way here. I heard a sermon one time. It was at Phlox. I don't know if you were there, but it was about he spoke about a season of tension, and how he talked about a rubber band, and how, or even a bow, how when it's at rest, it's not tense. It's a little tense, but when it's about to be launched forward, you have to build up that tension in that string, and the more tense it is, the more stressed out it is, the more the more the archer pulls that bow back, like the string gets tighter and tighter and tighter until it just can't anymore. And then it releases and it launches. It takes all of that energy to launch it forward. And something that I've been praying for, because the year before this year, I went through a season of just incredible peace. Like, the Lord delivered me from my anxiety and depression and things that I had struggled with my entire life. And it was a very extreme deliverance. It was a fall on the floor kind of Pentecostal. There were tambourines, I'm pretty sure.
Exactly.
But after that day, for about a year, I walked around and it was almost like I was numb, but I was in this happy place, everything's cupcakes and rainbows. That guy just cut me off. It's fine. God bless you, sir. I was good. I was going on roller coasters, which I had never done before because fear just held me back. I was taking flights, I was flying to different places, traveling, and there was no fear. And I used to be a very nervous flyer.
Wow.
But I was I even told my mom, we were on a plane going to some conference, and I was like, Mom, is this really what it feels like to fly without fear? This is amazing. I love this. And so I went through this whole year, and I'm not there anymore. I feel like I'm back in my place of, learning, going through all of that. I'm almost back in my place of tension and fighting anxiety, fighting stress. And I'm like, Lord, take me back to that place. Why can't I be back into that? Did I do something wrong? Do I have to go get deliverance again? Do I have to go... what do I need to do to get back there? And so I think the Lord is saying, that was your season of rest, and now is your season of tension, and you're feeling it right now because, and launching is happening. Launching is about to, about to take off and go forward. And
it is, and as frustrated as I can pretend to be, honestly, the Lord is, it's moving pretty quick.
And just thinking about what you were saying about the bow and arrow, the further that it's pulled back and the more tension, the further you go. And so
Amen.
God is clearly launching you somewhere.
I'm very tense.
I gotta go real far.
Girl, we're going far together.
But I was thinking about on Sunday, someone had read a scripture. And I know I'm going to kind of massacre it, but it's the one where, Moses was like, God, I want to see you. I want to see your face. And he hid him behind the rock. And he just passed, his glory passed by. And just that, turned his hair white. And it was just, it was so intense, and it's so God is definitely doing something here. And you can't even experience the fullness of him, but you got to trust that he's passing over, and because I see it,
Amen. I know, and it's funny. People say certain things to me, and I'm like, don't say that. I mean, not in a self-depreciating way. It's not in a positive way. I say it I don't know. I've heard a couple people say to me, "I'll follow you anywhere." And I'm like, ooh,
Don't say that.
I've been to some pretty dumb places. And I went there like boldly. I joke about it, but I mean, really, I know what they're saying is I trust you.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, not that I don't find myself trustworthy, but you know, it's just like, yeah, that's just so much. It's like when I heard your 4, it's like, I know I have so much to give and I want to give it away. But there is that fear, like, but I need somebody to take care of me while I'm giving it away.
Yeah.
And that's the part that I feel like maybe I'm not noticing. Because it's not like it's not happening, because I'm super loved and I'm super blessed. But I think like in the deepest parts of ourselves, like what is it that we're missing? What is it that makes us feel like, I don't know.
Invisible.
Maybe. Ugh. Anyways, this was an interesting conversation. It took a couple different turns.
Yeah.
But we got some new projects. That was pretty cool. That was the new spontaneous illustrated book. Was nice. You've been working on a couple other things.
I even drew pictures.
I want to see.
I paused.
I'm going to describe the pictures for everyone.
Okay. So it's just, I drew a picture of a willow tree.
So I was going to say, what those like weeping willows?
They're like willow branches.
The little willow branches. And even her cursive handwriting is readable and pretty.
Oh, nice.
I would have started. Mine would have changed midway. Oh, so it's just willows the whole time.
It's willow.
It looks
branches.
like it's dipping into like a little
into like a
pond.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I started drawing it, and then I meant it to be a very short story. It was only supposed to be 1 page, but it kept going. So 3 pages later, I'm like, I need consistency, so I would stop and draw the willow tree again, and then keep writing.
Nice.
Because I'm convicted. This is a drawing book, so
I think that was a nice compromise.
Yeah. Read it then.
Yes, that was good.
So.
All right, well, we're gonna wrap up this session. It was awesome. A little too much in our fills.
Yeah, that's okay.
That seems to be our theme sometimes, but it's all good. All right, so this is CoffeeWriters Cafe. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed today's show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the little bell. We'd love to stay connected, so you can find CoffeeWriters Cafe on Instagram, Facebook, and Patreon. Thanks again for listening. Keep reading, keep writing, keep those good ideas brewing.